I'm going to break down dehydration, the causes of it, the signs of it, and then some at-home remedies that you can do to reverse this damage that can slowly build up in the body or come on you suddenly. Of course, what I'm going to cover today doesn't suffice for a severe case of dehydration, getting medical attention. But if you feel like you might be going down this road or unsure if you are, I'm going to break down the signs and the symptoms for it. So dehydration, it occurs when you use or lose more fluid than you take in your body. It doesn't have enough of the fluid and the water to carry out its normal function. And if you don't replace the fluids, you can create a lot of damage to the organs and go into full dehydration. And this can affect everyone from children to adults. In children, it's going to be more common because of diarrhea and vomiting, that they lose so many fluids that if we don't replenish them, it can go into a state of dehydration. For adults, if there's a lower volume of water in the body in general for a human being, or maybe they have a condition with a kidney, or they have a condition where they're taking a medication that creates more dehydration, that's when there is a much higher risk. So this means that even minor illnesses like an infection or something affecting the lungs or the bladder can cause dehydration in older adults. So it can affect any age group if you don't drink enough water. When you're in hot weather, especially if you're exercising vigorously, we're all susceptible to that. And you can usually reverse mild to moderate dehydration, which is what I want to talk about here, just by putting in more fluids, putting in the right fluids. But of course, if there's a severe dehydration case, seek medical attention. Symptoms: an infant, a young child, their dry mouth, dry tongue, there's no tears when they're crying, no wet diapers for longer than 3 hours if it's a little child, sunken in eyes, sunken in cheeks, sunken soft spot on the top of the skull. They naturally have a little bit, but if it's even more, or they're just irritable or just lethargic, could be dehydrated. For adults, it becomes more extreme thirst, less frequent urination, dark colored urine, really going yellow or even darker than that, fatigued, dizziness, confusion, right? So those are some of the symptoms that you might be dealing with this. Now, the causes of it, why does this happen? Of course, if you don't drink enough water, or if you're sick, or if you're busy, or if you lack access to safe drinking water, if you're hiking or camping or physical activity and you're not rehydrating, that's what creates it. But also diarrhea, also vomiting, fevers, because you're just burning up the supply inside of your body, excess sweating, you're losing too much water, or increased urination. And some of this can be due to blood pressure issues or diuretics that you might be taking. It can also be linked to diabetes. So you've got to know if you have an underlying condition like that might be causing you to go to the bathroom more. So let's talk about prevention for it. Very important, especially if we're outside working, if we're doing vigorous activity. All of us can be susceptible when we're doing hard physical activity, losing a lot of bodily fluid. How do we get this replenished in the right way, right? To prevent it, water intake is key. Half your body weight in ounces of water on a daily basis, half of your body weight in ounces. If you weigh 200 pounds, you do 100 ounces a day. Absorbing the water you drink is very crucial, because I used to drink a ton of water myself, and I wasn't absorbing it. It was kind of just sitting in my lymph system. To drive it into the cells, we need carriers like vegetables, potassium, magnesium, salts, to get these things to move to where they're supposed to be inside of our cells. So drinking more potassium has been crucial. I do that through greens powder, and I try to put this in several times a day to drive fluids into my body. Electrolytes also do that as well, the salts and the potassiums. So we got to have good sources of sea salt and good sources of potassium like vegetables to get this stuff into our body and into the cells. Not what you drink, it's what you absorb. 4 tips for reversing dehydration. Number 1 is a oral rehydration solution. You can simply mix a quart or a liter of water. Make sure it is clean sourced. Add in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Add in a 1/4 teaspoon of a natural baking soda. Don't use the stuff like Arm & Hammer. It comes with heavy metals. It comes with toxins. Try to find a natural form of baking soda if you're going to be taking it in. The bicarbonate of the soda is going to help. And then 2 tablespoons of honey. A little sugar in there is going to help balance out and rehydrate the system as well. Oral rehydration solution, that is below in the description. Number 2, nature's version of that, coconut water. When your body gets dehydrated, it loses substantial amounts of sodium and potassium. Coconut water is loaded with those nutrients, helps you compensate for that loss. Number 3 is lemon water. Lemons have a simple amount of sodium, potassium, and magnesium. So it's really easy to get those in, and Drinking lemon in your water when you squeeze it in replenishes those nutrients and makes you feel better faster. So don't just drink water with lemon added to it. Number 4, finally, is adding electrolytes to your water. There's a link for electrolyte powder below that you can check out, but the electrolytes, the sea salt you could add to your water as well, drives these minerals back into the cells. It's going to hold on to that water for you so you don't lose so much of it. Dehydration can affect us and sneak up on us all, especially during warmer months. Make sure you're drinking enough water and follow those dehydration tips. To get more tips to make health simple, simply subscribe to the channel and check out the resources below.